All right, well, let's talk about some menu items that are typically gluten-free. Our whole idea is that, you're told once you're diagnosed with a diet, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. And we like to focus on the wonderful things that are out there that you can eat. So starting with appetizers, beef carpaccio. There are very few considerations that you have to worry about at all for beef carpaccio. Guacamole is another one. Guacamole, when done right, is just crushed avocado with tomatoes and onions and maybe a little bit of garlic. And then we have kebabs. Those of you who go to Middle Eastern or Indian restaurants, kebabs are great. Prosciutto alla melone, which is one of my favorite Italian appetizers, is just fresh melon wrapped in prosciutto. You can find it at almost any Italian restaurant. Delicious. It's fresh, and you don't feel like you're missing out on anything, which is really the whole point.
With that, what we're going to do is that we're going to get into gluten awareness. Sauces, there are certain sauces that you can have. It just depends on what type of sauce it is. Just making sure that there isn't any wheat flour. Flour dusting. Flour dusting can show up in a lot of strange places. As far as from a cooking oil, and making sure that anything that is going to be cooked in oil is made with fresh oil. Marinades we had talked about as far as for soy sauce. And then as far as with stocks and broths. With that, what we're going to do is then we're going to talk about some of the food preparations.
Boiling, obviously, is a big thing, particularly in Italian restaurants. Say you're lucky enough to get a restaurant to boil your gluten-free pasta that you carry with you. It's really important to make sure they use clean water for that because the starch stays around, the protein stays around, and it will happily coat your gluten-free pasta, and then you'll have an issue. Breaded and battered, in most cuisines, it typically contains gluten and wheat. How do we get around that? There are simple little things that you can do to modify a dish that totally gets you around some of the typical culinary preparation techniques. Pan frying and sautéing, the big thing that Kim was discussing earlier is wheat flour dusting. So if you are ordering something that is pan fried or sautéed, it's always a question to ask. Luckily, in Thai restaurants, they don't really use wheat flour at all. Another beautiful thing about Thai food that many of you may not know is they almost use exclusively fish sauce as opposed to soy sauce to bring the salty flavor to Thai food.
These are some interesting ingredients where you may find gluten hiding. Again, it's more a matter of if you said, is there any wheat in anything I ordered, the waiter would probably say, well, absolutely not. But by asking some of the other questions, they'd be like, oh, yeah. And so it's getting them to think based upon the types of questions that you're asking. And really the biggest thing for everyone in here, we wish everyone to have an excellent dining experience. And that's it.